what happened
Yeah.
to Kenyan coffee. I started this from a point of passion, curiosity, and love for coffee.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, neither her or her siblings were able to carry on with the legacy after the passing of my great-grandfather. And 4 generations later,
It still came out.
But do you know how hard it is to just convince someone to trust you and you never met? So closing someone you don't know was a very big achievement of the time. He sent the coffee to the office, and the first thing, I could smell that coffee from a mile away. I didn't know how to rate it. I went and researched, how do you rate coffee? So he's like, I think you'd be very good in this business. Most people consume a lot of instant coffee. Kenya has very, very good coffee. Unfortunately, we don't produce enough. Either the farmer, we're not able to give or produce anything that is meaningful. We export coffee for so little, and these guys go make 4 times the profit.
Yeah.
I think more than 80% of farmers in the country don't even know how their own coffee tastes. You will lose people, and you will get spectators who will be very spectating every move you make. People often have a version of us that were there before, and when your growth is coming, they're not able to accommodate the new you. Let me add on to that. You see, when you have, again, when I said about partnership and humility, those are the things that land you to a space like this. Humility breeds opportunity.
Welcome to By Founders for Founders, the podcast for people who can build businesses, but sometimes struggle to explain the journey behind them. I am Sam Oshiri. If you've ever been asked, so how did you start? And realize the real answer is far longer and messier than the time you are given, this podcast is for you. Because founding isn't just about the idea. It's about the decisions you make when the plan changes, the pressure you don't force to bow, and the story you're still figuring out how to tell. In each episode, we sit down with founders to unpack the thinking, the trade-offs, and the moments that quietly define the businesses. For our very first conversation, we're starting with a founder building at the intersection of legacy and reality. Patricia Mbogo, Managing Director of Mbogo Coffee, is honoring her great-grandfather's coffee heritage while building a modern, sustainable business in one of Kenya's most traditional industries. Let's get into it. Nice, you say, this is my story. So, what's your story? What was happening before you started Mbogo Coffee?
My Mbogo Coffee, before I started,
what were you up to?
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So I have been in sales for the longest time, for as long as I can remember. And it's developed to business development. So before this, I used to work as a salesperson for business development, and we would sell corporate courses to senior management level people, from HR to company owners, CEO to founders. And they would go for a week training across Africa, actually, and sometimes abroad. And that's how I started when getting into the business of wanting to learn more about sales and all that. And along the way, when my contract ended, that's when I met a farmer. I met a farmer. His name is Martin. I met a farmer who was able to help me get started in coffee business. And we visited the farm. He showed me a lot about coffee, the plants, what to look for, the cherries, how they're harvested, how he processes it, where he roasts it. And it was a very interesting thing because, again, I'm a very big fan of coffee. I used to call myself a coffee connoisseur. The coffee connoisseur. That's what I used to actually call myself, because I think I've tasted so many coffees across the globe. From Europe, from Africa. I've done a bit of Ethiopia. I've done some from Uganda, and now local coffees that I used to drink way before I started my own coffee. I would do Javas and all. So that's me. That's how it all began.
Well, it's a little bit, I'm curious. So when you used to sell training materials, course training materials for organization, what was the biggest satisfaction you got when you closed the sale?
talking to strangers. They're literally my strangers. Do you know how hard it is to just convince someone to get into something that is costly, and they get to trust you and you never met? So it's always a big satisfaction when you have, because we used to have a break even of about 8 people, and when you close that deal of 8 people, you've broken even on your own.
Wow.
These are 8 strangers across Africa you've never met, but you had to find a way to build a relationship with them and able to onboard them to come for this specific training that also benefits them. As much as you benefit by getting your pay, and the company grows, it expands, and they used to get global recognition with certification. So those were the winning points that we had. So closing someone you don't know was a very big achievement of the time.
You talked about 2 things, building 2 things. 1, relationship, 2, trust.
Yes.
How do you build relationships and how do you build trust?
Trust comes, I think, after the relationship is done. I think in my case. Because first you have to know what you're looking for. So if I'm doing something specific, you have to know exactly who you're going to talk to, because it's something they're relatable to. If it's something very strange to them, it's very hard to just gain trust with them. But once you're able to establish trust, relationships comes and grows over time, because what you said you're gonna give is what you deliver. And sometimes you may also over deliver to them, and they're able to build trust. If in case you fail to do so, as much as you are doing something you wanted to close on a big time, as long as there was trust, that relationship is not compromised. So trust is the first thing I try to build with my clients, because when they trust you, even when some things are going wrong, they already trust you. So they know you're not coming here to just play around. They know exactly what you're doing. And now relationship is over time growing, and over time becoming stronger.
Nice. I'd have loved to dig into that.
That's
really, I would have loved to ask more about that. But so you met a farmer, met Martin, a coffee farmer, took you to his farm, learned a little bit about coffee. So how did that translate to Mbogo Coffee?
Oh my God! I think I'll go back and now start from where my love for coffee began. Then maybe you can understand how I even got to meet Martin and how he got to trigger my curiosity further. So I used to drink a lot of coffee, and the bad coffee.
Is there something called bad coffee?
When you know coffee, you will know that there is bad coffee. But anyway, it's what mostly is consumed, and it's the easiest and most accessible one. And it's also the easiest to prepare. So I used to do a lot of instant coffee. And especially because I used to work on night shifts at some point in life. And it was the only thing that could keep me awake, and I had no idea about brewing coffees. Brewing coffees are only done in hotels. That's the farthest knowledge we had about coffee. So now I work for a white boss, and then he was Mexican, so he would bring me coffee from Mexico. Of course, it's gonna be Robusta, so it's not what we're used to now. And it had a different taste and a different kick, and most importantly, no headaches. So that's how I started getting interested in coffees, because he also used to expand so much with coffee, and he will bring you coffee from wherever he comes from. If he traveled to Europe, he'll bring you coffee. If he traveled to Asia, he'll bring you coffee. If he traveled to Ethiopia, he'll bring you coffee.
Oh, that's nice.
Exactly.
Wow.
So we had so many varieties of coffees in our office. And the fact that I loved coffee also made him want to bring me more of them, because in the office, it's only I and him who take coffee. So now, when our contract ended and he had to go back to the US, I was a bit stranded, because now you're like, where do I get coffee? And good coffee. So the only good coffee you would get mostly was from a cup in a restaurant that brews coffee. And then you go try look for the same product, and then you would also try to consume it. So you keep building, trying to learn more about coffee, like what is this coffee, you know? But I struggled to get some quality coffee as his was, or rather flavors and tastes. I didn't even know about all those things at the beginning. So now, meeting Martin was we met in a social event, and it was I was so curious, like, what is a farmer doing? In my head, a farmer ni ule amevaa gumboots and all that.
Yeah.
You don't expect to see them on a social event, right?
How was he dressed by the
Not like a farmer.
Not like
Definitely not like a farmer.
Yeah.
Not like how you would think a farmer is looking back in the village in a farm set. So now Martin comes and he tells me he does coffee, and I was so curious. I'm like, what? You're the first farmer I've met who does coffee.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, nice. So you like coffee? I'm like, I love coffee, and I don't get good coffee, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He told me, you know what, give me your address for your office. I'll send you a bag and let me know what you think about the coffee.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I did. He sent the coffee to the office.
Yeah.
I went, and the first thing, I could smell that coffee from a mile away.
Nice. Beautiful.
That was the first thing that now made me very curious to even taste it.
Yeah.
When I went home, I brewed my coffee, and then I didn't know how to rate it, and I was supposed to give him a feedback.
Yeah.
So what did I do? I went and researched how do you rate coffee.
Oh, smart.
So I saw there was smoothness, there was body, there was flavors. I tried to, then we didn't have AI, so I'm trying to now be creative and put the words together. And
really smooth.
Yes, and send it to him. So he's like, wow, this is so interesting. I didn't know you have so much knowledge about coffee. I'm like,
I try.
Some things I try, you know. So Martin was also very interested to see that I was very curious about the coffee, and the feedback I gave was very good. Maybe not accurate, but it was very good for someone who just knows coffee by the bag and by the shelf in the supermarket. Yeah. So he told me, wow, I like that. So what did he do? He triggered all my instincts, and he told me, you know what, I think you'd be very good in this business. I'm like, I don't think so. Yeah. I'm not ready for that. This is something I've never even dared to think I can try. Yeah. So what happened next? I bought his coffee, and I will resell it to my friends who love coffee and appreciate good coffee. Then I think I had sold a number of bags. Yeah. Then he's like, I don't understand this. Why are you selling my coffee? Why can't you just do the whole branding? Yeah. Then you get better margins. This is just small, but I'm like, it's okay. I have a job, so relax.
This is
so
just
eventually he brought me coffee. Yeah. And he told me, this is your coffee. Let's go think about what you're gonna call it. And I'm like, you're crazy. Yeah. Where will I even get customers? How do you even begin this? It's like you already did. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, but by the time they're finishing their coffee, where am I gonna sell this other one? You know? So I think he pushed me and he encouraged me to get into the brand. And cut the story short, I began as Mbogo Organics, registered it as a business name. Yeah. On a Citizen, and I was able to brand it for a while and sell it to my friends, got referrals, because his coffee is actually very good. So now, eventually, when I was now cessationing the business to a limited company, they couldn't give me the organic name because they have to be very certified for organic product. Again, I'm not a farmer. I'm just someone who's in value addition. Yeah. So what happened next? We were able to now put it as Mbogo Coffee Limited, and now got rid of the organics name.
Okay.
And here we are.
Nice. So tell me, you skipped something. Yeah. So when he brought you coffee, did he bring you like beans? The green beans?
No, the grounded one.
Grounded one.
It was roasted and grounded, ready for packaging. I didn't even know where to get the packagings to begin with. Wow. I had no logo. I had no name, because now the name came way later. Yeah. I didn't know how to start it. Yeah. But you have everything. The product is there. Now you look for everything else. Look for where you're gonna get the branding. Look for where you're gonna get the packaging bags. And you need to sell this coffee soon, because again, once you get into the business, you're not getting into to just relax. You know. Yeah. So actually, even I didn't start by registering the name. It was just now we sat down. He helped me with the logos. I needed something that looked Mbogo and looked organic. Yeah. Because that was the initial name. Yeah. Mbogo again is my surname. Yeah. Also means buffalo. Yeah. I'm a Nyati in Swahili. Yeah. Someone told me it's Nyati in Swahili. Yeah. And I needed a logo that looks M and an O. Yeah. So our logo looked quite interesting. Yeah. When I posted it online, someone said this doesn't look very godly. It looks very evil.
They went all spiritual.
They went spiritual. They're like, I don't like that logo. It doesn't look so godly.
Yeah.
And over time, as we were deciding now to get the cessation of the name, when we got the name, that's when now we changed the logo to a real buffalo.
Awesome. How did your family have influence over this?
Yes.
Did your background have influence over this?
It does.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
You see, I started this from a point of passion, curiosity, and love for the business, for coffee.
Yeah.
And when I was sharing my story with my grandmother, the woman I'm named after,
Yeah.
she was so, in fact, she stood still. She was like, wait a minute. Did you know we had coffee in our family? I'm like, no idea.
Wait, so you never,
idea.
went to a coffee farm that you guys owned, like the family
No idea.
owned?
I know we used to pass by somewhere and as kids, when we were going to church, and we would find these cherries that were red and they looked so nice and tasty.
Yeah.
And we tasted them, but then there was sugar and again there was bitterness.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't consume them because I don't think they were supposed to be swallowed. You know, you're just curious kids.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that part of that was the part of our family coffee grounds.
Yeah.
So what happened? I asked my grandmother, like, what happened? What happened to the coffee in the family? Unfortunately, neither her or her siblings were able to carry on with the legacy after the passing of my great-grandfather. And this is in the late 1990s when my great-grandfather passed on.
Yeah.
And again, at that time, I don't think coffee was very profitable for farmers.
Yeah.
So it was very easy to just uproot your coffee and plant something else because they didn't get into just selling the land. Those came way later.
Yeah.
But I do remember there was no more coffee on the land.
Yeah.
And by the time I was discovering that this plant is actually specifically coffee, they had already started selling their lands. So no one actually carried on with their dream. So that got me into curiosity, like what happened to Kenyan coffee?
Yeah.
And what happened to farmers' stories, because that's how legacies are lost. That's how stories are lost, because you never get to understand really how this product. I don't know how you just move from coffee farmers to just selling your land. It
real estate.
Yes, to real estate. Unfortunately, that's what happened. Again, it's Lower Kabete. Lower Kabete is very urban, and right now it's a very urban place and very near Nairobi. So people will put up buildings and it's easy. It's easy for them to make more money from there. So here I am trying to retell those stories, not maybe the original story, because I'm not a farmer, like I said earlier, but I'm here to help farmer stories be known, not just locally, but globally.
Your grandma must be proud of you.
She is very proud of me. She is. This is 4 generations later.
I can imagine. Like it still came out.
And then
down the line still came out.
Wait, I didn't say this.
Yeah.
My great-grandfather's farm was called Mbogo.
Wow.
And his name was Mbogo as well. So me naming my coffee Mbogo is because it's my surname and I love my surname and I also love my dad. So that was the whole reason why I named my coffee Mbogo. So when you come back and you learn, actually you had a history in coffee and now here you are renaming it the same name that was the estate was running by. You now have a more weight on you because now you have to make this brand work. It can't lose time again.
Wow.
Yes.
Pressure. So now you fully committed to this industry, to this business. Like at what point did you decide I'm going to dedicate my time, my profession, my skill into teaching people about coffee? Because now it sounds like you're also teaching people about coffee and they're like you're creating a whole culture around coffee or creating it again. Yes.
Reinventing it. You see, that realization came after I realized I'm in 4 generations after my great-grandfather. And that's when I took the whole business to action. So I came from now being just a coffee enthusiast to branding and now to forming a movement, because in between there's so many things that are required that I have also been able to learn and I'm able to pass them on to my customers, farmers that we are building relationships with. Because you see, it started with the farmers. So it's already a relationship and trust that was born at initiation. So now here we are trying to grow with more farmers, trying to onboard more clients, trying to build more relationships with the restaurants to be able to pull out a good coffee culture. However, it's very difficult to just change people's mentality and minds to revolve around coffee the way coffee is. Currently, most people consume a lot of instant coffee. Like I said earlier, it's the easiest. And if you don't pay attention to something, you'll never actually get to think why brewed coffee. Or rather, if I go to this restaurant, how comes their coffee tastes different from the one I make from home, you know? Unless you're curious or unless you pay attention, that's the only time you can be able to realize some difference. So building a coffee culture has not been an ABC kind of job. It takes a lot of effort because it's about educating, and that's why I said about farmer story. They get lost along the way. So it's my duty to help my clients learn about a farmer and their story and their coffee and how they grow their coffee and how they're able to bring it to where it is now. And that is by sourcing coffee directly from farmers. So we call them single origins in coffee. And when people are able to consume that coffee, because when you're buying coffee from a farmer, directly especially, you're able to tell more about that coffee. You're able to give consistency and premium, because those are what we call specialty coffees. If we became a drinking nation of coffee, if we are able to consume our own coffee as a nation, we will build a lot when it comes to economy, because we export coffee for so little, and these guys go make 4 times the profits. How? They go with our coffee, they blend with other coffees from other nations in the world. They're able to process them into the instant coffee that you drink. It comes back as a value-added coffee. Yet we gave it back to them at a very small margin. And now, as much as that will cost 10 shillings, trust me, it's 4 times more of what we sold back there, because it's about, what, 6 grams or something? So if we're able to consume our own coffee and create a culture in Kenya about consuming coffee, then we're able to influence more people into coffee, and also make coffee a substitute to tea, because we're a tea drinking nation.
True. I love the way you see the opportunities around coffee that can create an impact on farmers and on just country as a whole. But there must be risks around it, around coffee. For generations before you to drop coffee and move into something else must have created some form of doubt. Like, if 2 generations before me, so no need of growing coffee and brought down coffee trees. What are kind of the risks have you seen, or self-doubt that created when you got into this?
It's actually more of a misconception and miscommunication. If you pass by the streets down here and you ask someone about coffee, what do you know about Kenyan coffee? They don't.
True.
Because there's a very much withheld information when it comes around coffee. Ask anyone about tea. They'll even name for you some companies that actually grow tea, not produces tea. But not many people knows about coffee production, because they will only know restaurants that serve coffee. But these restaurants are being brought for coffee, supplied coffee by someone. Probably a producer or a marketer or whoever it is, but they're getting that coffee from somewhere. So that's misinformation around coffee. And that is part of, when I say coffee culture, we are trying to get into, because when you're able to host maybe an event about coffee tasting and all that, and able to give experiences around coffee, people are able to understand coffee in our coffee and how it is. Because I'm telling you the truth, we have a world's best coffee.
True, I've heard that.
Yes, Kenya has very, very good coffee. Unfortunately, we don't produce enough. Again, it goes back to the farmer. Farmers, to get farmers to trust you, it takes a lot of effort. I mean, these people have seen it all. They have seen promises. They have seen people who come, and they have seen people who go. So you just don't change their mentality and you just don't show them what to do.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been doing this for ages. Maybe even it is a business which is passed on to the next and the next generation. Again, there are people who are also very stubborn when it comes to coffee, because as the world is evolving, new things are happening. New machines for processing coffees are being produced. There are new methods of processing coffee that are being implemented lately. There's a way you can make your coffee produce more, produce more than it is producing now. But all these things require knowledge that needs to be taken to the farmer and trained. Not everyone is receptive of that as well. It's a challenge also to the farmers. And again, when they're able to, if they're able to come together and they're being trained well, they're being given the right materials to grow their coffee, the right chemicals, because at the end of the day, they have to use some chemicals which are right for the coffee, not harmful to the plant or to the soil, then we're able to produce more. Because I think our biggest challenge as a country is we don't produce enough coffee.
Interesting how you mentioned the structural problem all the way from the farmer to the customer, to the person who's taking that cup of coffee. So for the farmer, there are past challenges all the way from broken trust, trends of them losing hope in coffee, and from your end you can see the opportunity and the need and the demand for coffee, for good coffee. In my mind, and also there's the changes when it comes to the way we prepare our coffee, new technology of preparing coffee, new strains of coffee, new ways of just growing coffee, of growing your yield. And all this sounds more of like knowledge needs to be shared. We need to build that trust back again, and it sounds like it will take a while. But don't you think, or wouldn't you think the government has at least done something to create an environment where this can be done, just to revive this part of the industry back?
Yes. Now that we spoke about that, it's actually, I think also the government is very much involved when it comes to value addition. Because that's where now the opportunities lie. You know, even the farmers themselves, as much as they produce their own coffee, they can also become, they can also brand their own coffee and add value to their coffee. How? By the same thing I'm doing. When I'm buying from them, I brand the coffee. So the government is trying to give chances to farmers as well, producers as well. And I like that when the coffee reforms were implemented, even the farmer was able to get their pay on time, and they're able to receive their money. Because before then, it was very difficult for the farmer to get paid. And now that affects also how they're running their farms, because again, they have people they have to pay who are collecting coffee, who are processing the coffee, the farm managers, I imagine. So I always say that the farmer is the one who should be valued the most when it comes to this industry. Because without the farmer, there is no Mbogo Coffee. Without the farmer, there's no restaurants like Amka Cafe. Without the farmer, we're not able to give or produce anything that is meaningful. So they must be really much respected, because that's the root of any success that we build around coffee. And I also like that they are bringing up so many other methods of helping the coffee grow. There are also other varieties that are being introduced for coffee farmers to be able to grow them. And I like that they are involving the farmers in a different way, because now they're able to learn more. Because you see, the old way of farming coffee, and especially around central Mount Kenya regions, was, I call it the Muzungu way. Their only role, they were taught everything about the plants all the way to harvesting. After that, the rest was left for the people to process and to sell and everything else. So they were only trained from the seedling all the way to product. After that, they had no knowledge. In fact, as we speak right now, I think more than 80% of farmers in the country don't even know how their own coffee tastes.
Wow.
Yes.
80%.
More than.
That's a big percentage. That's
exactly.
a big number.
I have sat with some farmers and I asked them, so what do you think about your coffee? They don't know. They only know up to how they produce, because they can't grade the coffee. They can't roast the coffee, because once the coffee has gone to the cooperatives, that's the end of the journey. No, they are on to the next one. Which is the next one. The next journey is to now go back and grow more or harvest more, because some of them will produce coffee maybe year in, year out, but we do have those peak seasons of coffee. Like now, we're in the main crop season. I think it ends this month, and we have also an early crop which begins early in the year. But in between, there are some crops which are still growing and they're being able to be harvested. So what you will notice is that now there's that gap. And merging that gap is not very easy, because also it takes a lot of work, it's expensive, and it is hard. So for farmers to produce and to a point where they are able to roast their own coffee, I think for them it's a very big change. Not everyone is able to, not everyone actually has the capacity to, because some of them, when they grow their coffee and able to harvest, they don't even process from home, because they don't have the machinery. It's done now at the cooperatives or where they peleka their coffee. So now you'll find it's another whole entity. It's another whole business. Processing, producing, and now roasting and packaging. So that's how they end up never knowing what they have.
Awesome. Sounds like you're really passionate about farmers.
I am. I am very passionate about them, because they need to be, I think they need to be appreciated better. They do a lot of, the hard work is on them. They need to be appreciated a little bit better. You see, myself as a buyer, when I buy coffee, I'm buying it when it's already processed. Everything has been done to it. So my job is to ask for the grades that I want to sell and the grades I want to process, like roast and all that. So we are the ones who are doing the value addition, but is the farmer being catered for the right way? Is he being paid enough? Have you considered that he has other people who depend on him? So those are the things. That's why I like working with farmers directly, because I'm sure when you buy coffee from them, you buy it at a better price, and they're able to also get their pay quicker.
And you are able to drive real meaningful impact that you can see, almost touch.
Yes. You're able to.
I have this misconception, maybe it is or not, that it's a really male-dominated industry. I saw an interview of yours a while back, and you are the only lady in this panel. 2, you are the youngest in this panel. And when I say youngest, it's by a big gap. Like, I was thinking, this is like a 10-year gap. No, I couldn't feel or see anyone close to your age. I really do not. But that's how I felt. Is it just a notion I have?
No, you're not actually wrong about it. Yes, we do have women in coffee. We also have women who are farmers in coffee. However, I don't think very many are known for value addition. I know what you're talking about the panelists. I was also shocked. I was the only woman seated there and being able to give views about coffee and value addition. The thing is, you have to be very bold. Because as you said, it's mostly a men-dominated industry, but you also have to be very bold. And I love that there are some groups that have come up together and formed women in coffee associations, and they're able to work with farmers who are women, even farmers who are men as well, but we're able to put the woman out there. So it's not really a misconception. It is what
Let
it
me
is.
put you on the spot a little. What's your favorite kind of farmer? Like, what farmer do you really are biased to or drawn to?
Someone who is very much open-minded. In this industry, you have to maintain humility. It's an industry where you don't stop learning. It's always, every day is a learning day. You can't really exhaust coffee when it comes to coffee. There's so many things around it. So my favorite type of farmer, the farmer that I work with, or rather would prefer working with, is someone who is very much open-minded. Someone who is open to opportunities, someone who is open to learning, someone who is also open to teaching me, because I'm also learning about, see, when I'm telling a story, I have to learn about you. So you have to be patient with my questions, with what I can. So you have to be very much welcoming. You have to be very much welcoming. Of course, I have hit roadblocks where you're like rejected at once and on set.
Oh, really?
Yes, you get them. And they don't give you they don't come to you directly. So they send you a farm manager.
Oh, really?
It has happened to me.
How does that look like?
So I went to a certain farm. I think it was around April. It's a very cold season. And there was not much harvest going on. They had already picked the early crop. And I went at the gate. The watchman told me, you can wait here. We weren't expecting any guests. Let me call for you. Someone can talk to you. So he calls, but he didn't come. So he was told, just allow her in. So I went in and I got to meet with the farm manager. So we spoke a bit. They have a very big farm. It's about 40 acres of land. And I will ask questions. Then I think to me, it comes as a shocker. Why are you in coffee? I think that is the lingering question in his brain. So he's just looking at me with my curious mind and so many questions. I'm like, is it possible to meet with the farmer, with the owner of the land? Then he told me, no, it's not possible. He's not around. I'm like, okay. So can you take me maybe on a farm tour? Can I see more than what I'm seeing now? He's like, we have some work, but it's okay. Let me take you to maybe one here. So we went to not very far from where we were, but we were able to see where the plantation was, and a seedling nursery they had. And towards the exit of the gate, there was another also plantation. So my questions were not ignored, but they were coldly answered. Okay. So now you always feel when you're being rejected. But because, like I said, it's a job that you have to be very humble. Humility is number one, and patience is another. And well, I was able to learn a thing or two. But of course, that was the last time I went there. Again, I have also gone to another farm, not such a very big farm, it's a small micro lot. And this lady, I met the lady who now maintains the farm. So she told me, oh, the owners are not here, but maybe I can give you her number and you can call her. So I called her and we planned to meet the following day. Because again, she's not the one who has the answers, it's the husband who does. So we were supposed to meet the following day in the evening around 5 p.m. because they were going to harvest, blah, blah, blah. So I went the following day at 5. And I found he had just left. In fact, because I didn't know him, but I think we had passed each other along the way. He had just left. So I told her, it's okay. At least I went to see you. I can see your land, even because it's on the road. And I like what you're doing. Do you mind telling me what varieties you have? She doesn't know. And this coffee, there was so much coffee there. So much, we call them parchment and buni. Buni is the one which has dried already. The cherry has dried with the seeds inside. So now I asked her, okay, how much do you sell for these coffees, and how can I get them? If I was to get market for you, would you sell them to me? She said yes, but I will have to discuss with him about the price, and then I give you a call. I'm like, okay, that is fine with me. So when they called me, the price they gave me was crazy. Because the price they gave me on a normal day, I would buy for like 200 shillings less. When it is, everything has been done to it, graded and everything. It's just ready for roasting. So I asked her, are you serious? This coffee has a lot of processing to do because there's hollowing, there's also milling, there's grading, there's also capping. There's so many things that needs to be done to this coffee before I get there. Are you sure that's the price you're going to sell me at? Unfortunately, that's the price. I said, okay, thank you so much. I'll think about it. And
are you sure it wasn't the season?
It wasn't the season. Even if it is the season, it never goes that high. It never goes that high. Even in auction, it doesn't go that high.
So now, to other people who are in this business or are getting into this business, what are the common mistakes around this business, coffee?
You really have to first decide if this is exactly what you want to do. Because coffee is beyond roasting and packaging. There are so many things behind it that you need to learn. I'm so lucky that I got to meet every step by step, from farm to how the seeds grow, to how they mulch, to how they protect their plants, to how they are graded, to how they are roasted. Because I went a round trip to all these places with the same farmer who introduced me to coffee.
Yeah.
So besides maybe having the passion to start a business like in coffee, you really have to also know and understand so many things behind it. Because me, myself, I started from scratch. I'm not discouraging anyone to start from scratch. You just have to have the passion and drive. Start where you are. Challenges are, you will obviously, like any other business, you face challenges. You get rejection. You, by the time you're getting people to trust your product, it will take you forever.
Yeah.
So you have to align your story well.
Yeah.
Because I realized in business, you don't sell products. And this came as a lesson from the previous job I was working at, the corporate sales.
Yeah.
You don't sell the product to a customer. You sell the story. How is you standing out from anyone else? But if you go in as a product, you will suffer because products are many in the market and very many varieties, even better than yours.
Yeah.
But what makes yours stand out? It's always how you connect your stories.
Yeah.
And that is number one challenge, which is rejection you will get, and also turning people from what they're used to get something new. It's never easy. It's a very challenging step, but you have to take it anyway. There's no business without any risk. There's no easy way out. It's always your passion and your drive that keeps you going on.
Sounds like you've done a lot of groundwork. How do you manage fatigue?
Sorry? Fatigue?
That's a lot. You've done a lot of work, lots of learning.
Oh my God, how do I manage
Lots of
my
moving,
fatigue?
gone to different farms, met different people.
At the same time, I have children.
And you have your personal life.
I have my personal life.
Yeah.
I hardly do. What I do is shift mind.
Yeah.
When I'm at home, I'm at home.
Yeah.
My mind shifts to now a mom.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is now catch up with the children, catch up with your day, how it was, and get enough sleep. Honestly, it's just that, because I'm an early morning, so I will wake up, I will pray, I will read my Bible, and I will reflect for a while, and then that's it. Also, I'm not sure about anything else that I do which is out of ordinary, but I think it's a way of life. As you grow older, more responsibilities come along. As you expand in business, more responsibilities come along. So you have to keep up. So your body has to be active enough to keep up. So it's also in the mindset, like, do you allow yourself to get too fatigued? But again, when you also have to find a day off for yourself, because when you're in this industry, it doesn't mean that you have to work like a donkey. No. You need to also give yourself space, because your mind also needs space to recuperate, to strategize. So when I take my rest, I do take my rest. And I'm very selfish about it. I may not even answer your call. In fact, my do not disturb goes on at 9 all the way to 5.
Mine goes at 9:44.
All the way to 5 a.m. in the morning. After 5, you can find me.
Mine still 2:30 a.m.
2:30 a.m. What are you doing at 2:30 a.m.?
No one will call me at that time, so
I even slept enough, but no notifications will wake you up.
I try, but true. Now let's talk about where you're growing your business towards, your vision for the business. And I'm just trying to think of the impact you're trying to create, one, in the community, trying to educate, trying to change mindsets, trying to inform the final consumer, trying to grow the farmer. What's your vision here? What do you really want to achieve, apart from just growing your the market share for coffee? What social impact are you trying to make for these people, with the farmer or the consumer, or the in between?
The in between. Initially, I had you see, again, getting into many farms and learning their stories and seeing how badly they are paid. It gets you to curiosity, and I had this very beautiful idea of having an initiative that also helps women, because I realized in this peak season, it's mostly women who do the picking.
Oh.
Yes, there will be men, but it's mostly women who do the picking.
Is it a cultural thing, or is it...
When I ask farmers, they say women are always ready to work. I think naturally...
mindset thing.
Not really a mindset thing. Naturally, women are hardworking because in most cases, their families depend on them. In most cases, and especially in those rural areas. You'll find this woman does like 5 jobs in a day, which don't even pay them well, but that is how they raise their families. They probably have husbands who abandon their children or who don't even work hard enough. Maybe once they make small income, they're already in the shopping center doing something nasty, you know. So it's the whole duty of raising a family goes back to the woman, because that's the only person who can never abandon their family or their children. In fact, in some cases, the pickers are also kids. And I mean kids in maybe in high school or maybe 10 years and above, they would pick the coffee. In fact, most of the people I've interacted with who have come from a coffee background actually hate coffee because they grew up picking those things and they hated it. Because you're picking a jug or a whole bucket and you're given 100 shillings. And I don't know how much they pay now, or rather I can't really say how much they pay now, but it is not enough. Then in my head, I'm like, what happens after April to the next harvest? What do they do? That's a gap year. Those are the gap months. What do they do? So we have some initiatives that are coming up. I don't want to expand so much on them right now. But we have some initiatives that are coming up with a group and partners. We have been able to come together and see what we can do in terms of value addition when it comes to coffee. Because it's not just roasting and selling coffee that is value addition. There's so many things around coffee, including manure, that can be done in value addition. And this helps these people, involve them in projects that also support them and their income. Because when there's good income, there's better education, there's good healthcare, and there's also good management for the families. So there are initiatives that we are trying to build around and projects around these people who are able to work there in the farms. And they're mostly centered around women to be able to help them make a better income and especially keep them busy during the gap months and stop doing those laboring jobs that are very hard and very little income. So that's the whole thing about the community building.
Out of curiosity, do you think or believe if you make an impact to the farmer will be able also to trickle that positive impact to the individual picking the coffee?
Yes,
so
I think
I pay the farmer well for his coffee, he'll be able to afford enough to pay whoever is picking the coffee better.
Actually, what happens? When you pay the farmer well, they're able to employ more people. You see, if a farm is about 10 acres, they will most likely have like 7 people working on the farm permanently. So for the picking season, it is how do you call it?
It's high season. It's like high season.
For the high season, especially because it's a lot of work in the farm and picking. So you only paid for the day. So it's just very casual. Okay. So maybe if they have bigger lands, they'll be able to employ more people to bring in.
So create more opportunities.
Exactly.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I think that's how the farmer, because you can't pay them more to work more hours.
Okay.
You can pay them the same amount, but they're able to work for lesser hours. Because this can be a whole day job, picking the coffee. You can imagine it's on the slopes and you have a whole bucket. You have to go fill and then you take it to the station where they're picking it and then go back. But if you're many, you're able to work less. You get for the same pay, which is still fair because it's less hours.
That's amazing. Now, speaking of, now let's move towards a little bit to the end consumer. And we speak about markets. And we know Kenya globally to have some of the best coffee. So if we look at the global markets, what kind of markets would have demand for our kind of coffee? And when I say our kind of coffee, is the Kenyan coffee.
I think Kenyan coffee has very much big potential when it comes to global markets. What I would wish to see us doing is exporting more value-added coffee, that is roasted coffee, than green bean coffee.
Yeah.
Again, like we said earlier, if we are able to create a culture of drinking coffee and consuming our own coffee, those green beans are not going to be available.
Yeah.
They're going to be sold for expensive.
Yeah.
And that now marks it higher in a global market.
Yeah.
That Kenyan coffee is maybe the best coffee, and Kenyan coffee has been able to add more margins to the farmer, to the country, to the economy. Because I'm telling you, coffee is a very big opportunity. It's literally a gold that we grow here. Because we are favored with very good altitudes and good soils. That is what makes our coffee stand out in the global market. So that will help us, if we're able to export value-added coffee, roasted coffee than green bean, we are able to make margins. However, if we are able to consume our own coffee, there will be not enough to export. That's how the margins will go high from the current one right now.
So, which is what you're trying to achieve with Mbogo Coffee?
Yes, that's what we're trying to achieve. We're trying to create a culture, not just Mbogo Coffee. I'm sure right now so many brands, including the government, is encouraging people to consume coffee.
Yeah.
And if we're able to consume our own coffee very well, we won't have enough to export. That already outright is making it higher for buyers to buy them on a higher price. And again, if we're able to export processed coffee already, the final product, just able to make more margins, and that means also good economy for us and good pay for us.
Beyond revenue, then what would success look like? Without looking at margins and numbers, what would success look like?
I think it would look like when you have sold all your coffee. When it comes from production, that is, from production from the farm. Can you imagine being able to see it's all gone? So what do we do next? You start looking for, either you start planting more, because when it's all finished and consumed and has gotten to other markets, you're now starting to look for how do we produce more.
Okay.
You see? So you'll find maybe farmers will either get into newer varieties, or even the varieties they have, you'll find maybe they had like a spare land, and then they're like, I think this place has been idle for quite a while now. We need to do something about it. So I think it will create, it will make farmers produce more by planting more.
That's interesting. That's awesome. So as we wind up this, we had prepared some quick fire questions.
Okay. Okay.
And these are just random questions, most likely about you. So, one, what's your go-to coffee?
My go-to coffee is a very simple coffee. I'm having a cappuccino, that is one. But if I'm doing it at home, it's just a nice medium roast filtered coffee. That's what I have. Very simple, with no sugar. With
no sugar, most importantly, no sugar.
That's how you extract the flavors in a coffee when you don't take sugar. Otherwise, I find sugar interferes with every flavor, every flavor note, and all those good things in a cup of coffee.
Okay. No sugar.
No sugar.
No sugar. What's your one belief that you have unlearned?
I have unlearned. That it's not always so easy. It can be easy. It can be easy. Why? Because I think when you know exactly what you're doing in your position and what you're doing, what you think was hard, what you think was hard actually is not really a big challenge. It's just a step to learn and be able to get to the next level.
One belief that you have unlearned?
That is never so difficult. I think that's actually the actual word. It's never so difficult. As in, take your chance. When life gives you a chance, please by all means take it. Because if you're not daring enough, then you will never learn anything new.
True. What's one founder that you admire most at the moment?
One founder I admire the most at the moment, if it's not me.
Or one entrepreneur that you love their work most?
I think my
it could be a farmer too.
It could be a farmer. Yes, I have one because he's become my mentor, and his name is John. He's one person who actually told recently, you challenge me as a woman when it comes to multitasking.
Yeah.
The number of things he had running at the same time and nothing is going wrong on either side is a challenge. And I also love that in 5 years, a span of 5 years in the industry, he's been able to become very big. And that leaves us room to also grow. And you learn how humility can take you far. That guy is very humble.
Yeah.
He's a very humble person, and he's able to get his business running. He's able to go back to school and do his master's. He's able to be voted for the CEO, amongst the CEO of the year.
Yeah.
As in, so many achievements can be achieved at once when you're humble and able to plan your time well. And I think I admire that from him.
Awesome. That's really cool.
Yes.
And his name is...
He's also one of my suppliers of coffee. Yes. He's one of them.
Nice plug. So, lastly, one sentence every founder needs to hear.
One sentence every founder needs to hear.
Yeah.
You can never give up.
You can never give up. Hey,
and one thing I have also learned as a founder or someone who's very passionate about their business, you have to find a habit that you have to care for you to grow.
One habit I have to kill for me to grow.
Yes, you have to, because there are some things, myself, I know my weaknesses as a founder, and I know what maybe has delayed some of my success or some of my growing. And once you realize, you sit down and analyze those things, something has to die for something else to be born. I read somewhere, even heaven demands life. So something has to die for something to be born.
Wow.
So if you're looking for growth,
that's a lot.
Yes, it is, and it's very deep.
Yeah,
when you think about it, it is very deep. And when you realize that, it just hits in your head like, wow, that's actually a realization I had not come across.
Yeah.
Something has to die for you to grow. So if there's somewhere you're stuck, or there's something that's not going on very well with you in your business, it has a root. There's somewhere that is stuck. It's either a new learning lesson that is coming up, or you're being pushed to some change.
Yeah.
And those can be habits. It can be maybe something you're not doing now, but something has to die for you to be able to get to the next level.
Okay. Cool. Finally, what truth about building Mbogo Coffee should every founder hear early, even if it's uncomfortable?
Sorry, repeat that again.
What truth about building Mbogo Coffee should every founder hear early?
Hear early.
Even if it's uncomfortable.
You will lose people. You will lose people, and you will get spectators who will be very spectating every move you make.
Wow.
Even having no experiences still spectates on you, and you need to believe in yourself more, and you need to believe in your vision more. People are allowed to give opinions, and you can always listen to them, whether they are something you relate with, you don't need to hear. You need to have a listening ear. You always have to be very ready to listen. And you will have spectators of all kinds. People who will see even something wrong with your branding. No, you shouldn't have put this logo, you should have done this. They will always try and get mistakes from what you're doing. And it is very hard to find people who will celebrate you when you have achieved something. To them, it's always a challenge, because people often have a version of us that were there before. And when your growth is coming, they're not able to accommodate the new you. So those are the things I would tell you to look out for as a founder. And they're actually experiences I've gone through in my business.
Wow.
So you will find yourself at some point very alone. Because now, you see, businesses, entrepreneurs have a lot of pressure, especially when on early stages, because you're mostly doing it alone, right? And you only need help when you can afford it, right? So by the time you're becoming a profitable business and you're able to now expand in terms of help, you allocate duties to people. By the time you're getting there, it takes you a lot of effort. You have learned your business inside out. So really, someone who's spectating cannot just come and tell you what to do and what you cannot do. They can offer advice. You can choose to listen or not to. But don't get offended when they're just doing whatever they're doing or saying whatever they're saying. It is meant to happen.
Cool.
Yeah.
And that's a lot.
It's a lot.
I've learned a lot today in such a short time.
I'm glad.
Thank you for taking the time with us, sharing your insights, your journey. It's very inspiring, especially for people who are thinking to build businesses. It's very inspiring and insightful too. I believe you've answered a lot of questions, a lot of curiosity. I believe I've got a lot of boldness to venture forward. And also, you've made this space. You're our first founder to be in this space.
Yes.
I feel like you just created the right tone for our podcast. I feel like it's a really
glad.
cool space.
I'm honored.
It's a pleasure to have you. We really appreciate it.
I'm honored.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Also, let me add on to that.
Yeah.
You see, when you have, again, when I said about partnership and humility, those are the things that land you to a space like this. Because on a normal day, I'm sure I would have gotten a venue, but partnerships and building good relationships can land you on any table.
Yeah.
So, as a business entrepreneur, please remain humble.
Yes, I will. That's my takeaway for today.
Let that be your takeout, if nothing.
Yeah,
humility brings opportunities.
Humility brings opportunities. Nice tag. Humility brings opportunities.
Yes.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
If you have made it this far, thank you for spending your time with us. As founders, time is the one thing we never have enough of. So we don't take your attention lightly. I hope this conversation with Patricia Mbogo gave you something real to sit with. Whether it's how she's building Mbogo Coffee, how she's navigating legacy and sustainability, or how she's choosing to reshape a traditional industry one decision at a time. I'd love to hear from you. What stood out for you in this episode? What lessons are you taking back into your own journey? And a big thank you to Patricia for sharing her story with honesty, intention, and to Cafe Amka, our location sponsor, for hosting this conversation in a space built for ideas and meaningful dialogue. If you haven't already, remember to subscribe to By Founders for Founders and share this episode with one founder who could benefit from this conversation. And if you're a founder with a story worth telling, or you know someone who is, reach out to us at stories@bfff.com. This has been By Founders for Founders. See you in the next conversation.